Cup champion Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neal Ruhl. Sit back and relax. It's time for your daily dose of Big D energy.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal Ruhl. That guy over there, D-Mac, Darren McCarty. Here in the house, we got Sam Flannel. He's bruised and battered from his encounter with Lindsey Hunter yesterday, but he is here. We got Spencer Raxter as well on opening day for Major League Baseball.
Scared, not stoked. Scared, not stoked. Oh, that's the baseball chant.
Yeah, well, hey.
Stoked, not scared for the Lions. Scared, not stoked for the Tigers.
Yeah, and there is. Look, I'm going to try to do this today. I'm going to try.
I'm going to time it.
D-Mac's going to be skeptical about it. But we're going to try to do some baseball today. And I'll go as far as the crowd wants to. I'll go as far as the crowd wants to. See, how can D-Mac? Come on, you like that. You like that right there.
Sport, but, dude, I have not, I don't even know it's opening day. It doesn't feel like opening day, and not just because we're not starting in Detroit. It's just baseball. I mean, how do you get excited for this team?
D-Mac, you're the baseball guy.
I am.
Look, and I know what you're trying to do here. You're trying to play to the audience.
I'm trying to get you to talk wrestling, I know, but
you're trying to play to the audience here and say, I don't care. It's a snooze fest. You're the sicko that watches Sunday Night Baseball every Sunday night.
That's because there's good baseball teams out there. Now, I'm not saying that I won't peruse the channels and watch some of the highlights. You know, Baseball Tonight's a good television program.
Fine baseball program
with baseball highlights. But I just can't get into it because I guess it's such low expectations for the Tigers. And look at the way the schedule starts.
It's brutal.
It's just the murderer's row. That's just like... We could be out of it before the home opener.
Seriously.
True. So maybe I'm waiting to get excited, right? There's so much more to be excited about in this town, and I think I'm just really not into it. We're
gonna try.
It's WrestleMania weekend and all that stuff, and that takes center stage compared to baseball season. And you know what, Neal? I'll say this: that's sad. It's sad. I'm here to admit it. It's sad.
Well, thank Alavila.
You know what's one way to get excited?
And there it is.
Check out this starting rotation. Looking pretty good.
And you're number one.
There it is.
Rodriguez.
Eduardo Rodriguez taking the bump today. Your opening day starter.
On the tip.
Hey, and you know what? Since we're here, maybe I should save this for the segment. I'll save it when we are going to talk baseball, but I think we're going to do it coming up in the second segment, because there was some Lions news certainly that we will get into. But remember, whatever you guys want to talk about, jump into that woodwardsports.com chat thread. Detroit Dabber 313 dropping the good morning in there. Sandy Dorton with the good morning gang. John Lohr, what's up, everybody? Good to have you all with us here today. And Todd Sane says, come on, D-Mac, just give them a chance. And look.
They're getting a chance. But you know what? They're not going to break my heart or not going to be last year, right? Opening day last year with the comeback win. And you telling me Jamer Candelario is your cleanup hitter. Who is our cleanup hitter this year, by the way?
Do we have that? Have they posted a lineup yet?
I don't think they've posted a lineup yet.
We don't even know.
Let me try to find something.
We don't even know. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. And this is funny because for me, this comes from Ryan's reaction. The best thing about baseball was bashing Alavila. Now that he's long gone, baseball is even worse. Ryan, we can always bash Alavila. You know me. I can stop what I'm doing and bash Alavila. I can be on the golf course. I'm leaving to go on vacay after the shows. I'm leaving here and going to the airport and going to Disney with the fam. I'll stop mid-walk around Epcot Center if someone wants to, and we can do an Alavila bash session anywhere. Anywhere. Maybe that's what I'll do. If we're in line for Space Mountain.
In the universe, so please get the video when somebody comes up to you at Disney World during your vacation.
We will do that. What do you got, Spenmo?
The Tigers have not released a lineup yet.
Yeah, hopefully they don't.
I'd assume it's going to be Torkelson
Neal, let me...
or Meadows.
Meadows, yeah.
Yeah.
You would think it's got to be Meadows.
Where's Miggy slotting in? Is he slotting in 3?
I don't know. There will be. Don't do it.
Riley Green's probably going to bat leadoff
Yeah.
because Badu he's starting in Toledo.
Oh, shocking.
Yeah, Badu's starting in Toledo.
Really?
Although, you know what? I would ask you, but I will tell you this, though. I am encouraged by watching Spencer Torkelson torch the ball, even not with the results. But, there are a few things that I'm going to watch for, but I'm not going to be disappointed. That's it. Well, what about you? You're sitting over there give me that look like whatever else. Where's your expectations? Or where's your excitement?
Brutality. A win for me is to not lose 100 games. And I know that, and look, I know that Vegas has the over-under set at 69.5. I understand that, which is not a 100-loss season. Anything that is not a 100-loss season is a win to me. And you want your one look. Here's your one look, D-Mac, much along the line to the Jamer Candelario as your cleanup hitter thing from opening day. As I look at opening day this year, Nick Maton's your best player.
Who?
I think you can argue Austin Meadows or Riley Green, but Nick, that isn't good when he's up there in the echelon of one of your best players.
I think he will end up being the best player this year.
You think he's over 300?
No.
Yeesh.
Do you guys have any expectations? Or are you excited for opening day? Are you dialed in?
I'm excited. I love baseball, so I'm excited to watch some baseball again. I'm going to be watching it in the back. They start at 2:30, but I don't have any expectations. I really don't. I want to see Mickey.
Yeah. I'll tell you this. I will go to more games this year than I have in the past.
I haven't been to Comerica in a long time.
It's been a minute. I don't think I went to a game last year.
I didn't.
But I will go this year.
I did. I went to one for my dad's birthday. Shohei was pitching. We won.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I will go, and yes, I will go to see Miggy. And yes, I know that Miggy is not Miggy, but Miggy is the only guy around here around this organization that has delivered.
Yeah.
That was elite. Spot Track put out a tweet earlier today, and when I was running on the treadmill at Planet Fitness, I saw it come across the Twitter feed, and I thought, oh my, oh my, oh my. But this one is great. It was, let me see here. Spot Track said in their thing, 2014, Max Scherzer and Justin Verlander suit up for their final opening day with the Tigers. Scherzer was in the final year of arbitration on a $15 million salary, while Verlander was on a $20 million salary amidst his second extension. Both will earn a Major League Baseball high $43.3 million with the Mets.
Jesus.
So the Mets could work it out, but the Tigers couldn't.
Yeah.
The Tigers were never interested in signing Scherzer.
When they were in their primes, too.
They were never interested in it. That was the line. And that's what's sad, because that was the day the music died.
It was, and we've been in this purgatory for a lot of years. My question, too, Neal, is that you said your hope is for them not to lose 100 games. Is that the starting point for you in the Scott Harris regime? Is that the fact that it's sort of on its way? Or what are we looking for? Because we're going to go down there and like this, and it's almost like we've come to realize that it's sort of going to be Armageddon down there, and it has been for a few years. So what are we looking for? Just like Miggy's last hurrah, his last ride, but in the bigger picture of things, is it if they don't lose 100 games, then Scott Harris and this staff?
No,
it's not even. It's like
there's nothing he can do.
Trying to make the point that it's this season really irrelevant.
Yeah, and that'll be the question I have a little bit later on. Real Cream of Wheat says a quarter of Miggy is still better than most of the roster, and that's it.
Yeah.
You want to pin something about this season? Right there. Miguel Cabrera, a shell of Miguel Cabrera, still better. Is he better than Akil Baddoo? Who would you trust to get a hit?
Miguel Cabrera.
Right here, right now. Game's on the line. You
still got to go with Miggy.
Yeah, 100%. That's. I don't know. I'm trying not to get bummed out about it because I do want to talk baseball. I do. I just don't think that you guys do. Can we Woodward Sports? And look, we're not going to. First segment, we're going to talk about Marvin Jones. We are coming up in about 4 minutes. We're going to talk about Marvin Jones. Can we, WoodwardSports.com chat, pull that? Bottom line, do you care about baseball? It's opening day. And if you say no today, then what are we going to do here?
Hey, you know what, Neal? And you brought that up about going down to watch Miguel Cabrera. Big E brings up in the chat thread, brings up a great point. I'd watch Miguel Cabrera take batting practice over the rest and play the game. Right? See, and that might be it. You get down to the park a little early just to see Miggy swing some BP. I just hope that he, stays relatively healthy. But to your point, it got me thinking, where does he bat in the lineup this year? Because I think that, he might be furthest down. Is he going to be in that 6 hole, 7 hole?
Yeah, probably.
Right? Which, last hurrah goes to tell you. Does the other question I had for you, does the change to the fences, lowering the height in right field and sort of bringing it in the center, will that add?
No, because they hit the fewest home runs in baseball last year. And I know that I think they led spring training, or they were in the top 5 in home runs in spring training. That's a cool story.
Can it carry over?
No.
I don't think so.
No, it can't. And I do. I want to get in. I want to know, too, and we'll talk about this later on when we do get into the baseball. We are doing a segment on the rule changes because I want to see if everyone keeps that same energy for all the rule changes we do for the other sports, right? The NFL, they change rules all the time, don't they? Extra points, and 2-point conversions, and onside kicks, and kickoffs, and everything. Doesn't deter anybody. And I'm seeing that already. And Sandy here in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, I'm not interested in the rule changes. So there's that.
I like the shift, the no shift. Shortstop, that's sort of traditional, but the I don't understand the pickoff moves.
Yeah.
And I get speeding up the game with the timing of the batter, but should you not get one warning, right? Should you not get a warning? I don't want, as a traditionalist baseball guy, I don't want the ump because the guy was a second late, or, he gets clocked out like we saw in exhibition season where guys get run out for the third out and the last out of the game.
Yeah,
I don't want any of that.
Games.
I want a warning. Somebody, you get a warning, and however you track that or whatever, and then you speed it up. So. I don't mind the non-shift. That gets it back more traditional. Because nothing more frustrating seeing one of your guys scream a ball, for a proverbial base hit right into the glove of a third baseman playing short right field.
Yeah.
Mike G says, do you think T-Foss will get Black Santa to show up at the Pepsi porch? That would help with attendance.
I definitely would.
They should have a Black Santa night.
They should have a Black Santa night.
The halfway around Christmas?
Yeah, Christmas in July.
Yeah.
Starring Black Santa.
Let's go, T-Foss. Let's petition it up. Who do you want to see?
You could station them up next to the merry-go-round.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the Ferris wheel.
Hey, could you imagine Black Santa feeding Spencer the 999? The 9 dogs.
Where are we at with the 999, by the way?
I'm ready.
You're ready. You could do it tonight.
By the way,
the drop of a hat.
By the way, I heard a rumor, and I want to say this out to the rest of the network, namely the morning show. Do not reach out to my guy Spencer when he's getting his beauty sleep in the morning for your show, your shenanigans, Mr. Bedard, Mr. Iafrady. Young Spencer will not be a part of it. If you have questions, please bring them to me, and I will see if my guy can be ready. He needs that beauty sleep. Working hard. Hardest working man at Woodward Sports. Spencer Rackstrom. Hey, in and out of the booth, bro. In and out of the booth.
More I appreciate
so out of the
that.
booth, but in and out of the booth.
I got a message here from Alan Nelson that says, hey, you're going to Disney, stop at Viennapoli and Epcot. I used to work there. If they sell drinks there, I'll be stopping there on Epcot. That's my day. I already cleared that with the missus. You got any Disney tips, by the way, fire them off in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. But we're talking Lions when we come back after I tell you about the sports marketing agency that spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast is called This Is the S Word. Helps address the stigma associated with seeking help. If you are struggling or someone you know is struggling, go to thesportsma.com. Thesportsma.com, the sports marketing agency. They're here to help.
I love Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Off and running here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, all of you on the woodwardsports.com chat thread. Hey, download the podcast while you're at
5
it
stars.
as well. 5 star.
I'm a 5-star man.
Rate, review it, subscribe it, text it to your friends, all of that stuff also. Wherever you get them, iTunes, Spreaker, Spotify. Spenmo, you strike me as more of a Spreaker guy. Is that true?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Peg that one.
Raiders
sure.
wheelhouse.
Yeah, no doubt about that. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Do you care about baseball? Just bottom line question.
This is sad.
No, 54%. Yes, 46%. I will say that that's a little juiced to the no, right? Because that's the cool opinion to have.
I love baseball, man. I love playing baseball. I love watching baseball. Like, my favorite thing to do when I was playing baseball is to mess with the pitcher when I'm on first base. That's the best thing. Hit him with little jabs. That's my favorite.
Oh, hey, speaking of like just a little bit, do you see the Sebastian Maniscalco and the new the Ruhl, the MLB? Some of those commercials were hilarious. The Buck Showalter and the big guy up first, ready to steal because there's extra big bags. And he's going. I mean, they are entertaining. I am entertained by
they're owning it
by
no
their
doubt.
market. They're owning it.
Yeah.
And you know what, Neal?
That's all it takes.
Maybe the self-awareness to that old stodgy so long game is that they're realizing that they're getting with the times and they're trying to be a little bit more hip. But I got a kick out of it.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Harley Brown says, good morning from Alaska. Got to leave for work in a few minutes, but love the show.
Damn.
Alaska, bro.
3.5 hours? Or
Nationwide.
It's on that half hours thing. Like 3.5 behind?
No, they're
Or
6.
full?
They're 5 or 6.
No.
Hawaii's 6. I think Alaska's 5.
No, Alaska's up north Pacific. It's in the Pacific. What's this?
Yeah.
What time is it in Alaska?
I
What part of Alaska are you on? I'll
We
pull up
played
my
in the
weather.
Alaska Shootout, D-Mac. I was there for a week.
Is it that much?
Yes.
I heard Alaska's beautiful.
It is, but we were there over Thanksgiving.
Oh.
And it was light. No kidding. It was daylight for about 4 hours, but it was only daylight like 9 o'clock on a summer night. Like it was never. The sun didn't come up till 10 a.m.
4
and
hours,
It was
7:18
gone by
right
2.
now.
That's right, because we moved our clocks. In the fall when we were there, it was 5.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rake.
Yep. So
It's
so there's that.
7:18 in Juneau. Hi, Juneau.
Hey, good morning, Juno. Get your Tiger. What do you think about the opening
what
day
are they
roster?
talking about?
313.
What is sports talk like in Alaska? A lot of hockey.
Yeah, but I guess I don't even know.
A lot of moose
The
fighting.
Elks and the Moose
Yeah.
played last night. No, the herd of elk.
They were there. We saw them.
Here it is.
But yeah, so here's the deal. Lions, they sign Marvin Jones. He is back in the fold. A 1-year, $3 million contract with escalators, with the opportunity, I guess, to make $5 million-ish. Mike Garofalo sent a tweet out. So, yeah, 1 year, $3 million. I doubt you're going to see anyone that says no to that. The bottom line with Marvin Jones is You sign him, you don't have to worry about him being ready. You don't have to worry about throwing him the football and him not catching it. Is he a speed merchant? Nope. Is he Larry Fitzgerald running, Marvin Harrison running routes? Nope. But you know exactly what you have with the guy.
You know what? I absolutely dependable, durable guy that's been here, knows the city and stuff. But I look at him like a little bit better than what Josh Reynolds brings you. The continuity, pretty sure hands, going to make that catch when you need to. Just a true pro.
Catches a football.
Pro wide receiver. And my question, obviously, at $3 million, Neal, this is Brad Holmes doing Brad Holmes things, just cooking right now.
Yeah, well, and you look at it,
free
too.
Agency. You got to add this to, as we're grading free agency, boom, this just gets at if you hadn't given them an A or an A+ before, what they've done in free agency, Brad Holmes, this is a cherry on the top. To me, because of the value and the player and what he's going to bring and the veteran and the guy that's been around. And obviously here, Neal, I think he wants to be here.
Well, yeah, because he could have went anywhere, right? For that amount of money, pretty much could have went anywhere.
Just to hear, you're looking at his tweets and stuff like this. It's just it goes with what we're hearing and what Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes are building in Allen Park.
And last year did play in 16 games, caught 46 passes, 3 touchdowns, 529 yards. And it's one of those things where if you're looking for an 11-catch, 160-yard game, you're not going to get it.
You got Amon-Ra St. Brown for that.
You're not. He's not going to be explosive or anything like that. You know where you're going to see Marvin Jones Jr. And this is going to make Sam Flannel laugh, but it's true. You're going to see Marvin Jones Jr. with 3 catches for 38 yards, but 2 of them were on 3rd and 6. Goff gets pressure, he catches an 8-yard pass for a first down. The Tom Kennedy role.
No, I would say more. No, absolutely not. I would say it wouldn't surprise me at all next year if he put up similar numbers to Josh Reynolds. But it's very, very valuable, especially for the money that he's getting. I mean, you can never have too many veteran wide receivers, especially to sort of supplement what they already have in Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jamison Williams. I just hope that Jared Goff can get everyone the ball. But I think in this Ben Johnson system, he will, and the offense will. I think it could be just as good as last season. I really do.
You know where else you'll see Marvin Jones? In Jamison Williams' hip pocket. It's, he is a guy that's very liked in the locker room, a guy that has spent a majority of his career in Detroit, very liked in the community, and he can help a young receiver learn how to be a professional, learn how to, play in Detroit, learn different things like that, and still, like you said, give you a couple catches, a couple first downs a game. So I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah, there's no one that's going to say no to that, especially for the money. You know where I am with it.
At his 3 catches, 38 yards, he won't complain. It's not what it is. I look at this signing and I go, perfect, because that's where I slot in where I had Khalif Raymond, and it gives me Khalif Raymond as my switchblade again. Punt return, all this different stuff, but more durability, and just, you nailed it, Neal, is that the fact is that I think we got all understand is what great teams do is it's that 3rd and 5, 6, 7 when you need that catch that you forget during the game, but when you go watch the tape and go, man, that was such an integral play in the game. That's what Marvin Jones provides, let alone what you said, Spenny, which is huge. And I think it's at this point in his career, it might be even bigger, right? Because you got Amon-Ra St. Brown, because you got James Williams, but it's the locker room and the culture. It's the same thing as Dan Campbell coming out, giving support that Alex Anzalone's your quarterback on defense. Well, then that makes sense of why they built around him and re-signed him and stuff like this. So again, it's I look at it. It's just adding that experience and just a true pro.
Yeah.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Mark Speed says, "I wonder what Trevor Lawrence thinks of losing Marvin Jones Jr." Well, he probably doesn't think a lot of it because they have Calvin Ridley back this year.
Yeah, I was going to say he's good. They're getting Calvin Ridley back.
Yeah, he's fine. Yeah, he's like Christian Kirk, Calvin Ridley. The Jags, man.
Jags are going to be good.
They're putting it together. They certainly are.
I wouldn't throw a couple bucks down on Trevor Lawrence MVP.
I wouldn't hate that.
It's pretty good. I think it's like plus 1,200 or something. It's pretty good odds.
Yeah, that's not too bad. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind taking a spin on that. But, I haven't read. Has anybody else read it? I know that you guys were all over it on the heavyweights from 5 to 7 here on WoodwardSports.com. Has there been any mention of the incentives or anything like that?
No,
not
I don't
yet?
think
okay, so I'll kind of wait for the breakdown of that. I mean, again, not that it matters. You want your guy. You want Marvin Jones Jr. to make $5 million next year.
Yes.
Because it means he's banked for you.
No, and what if he does? Right, you want your guys to reach those bonuses because those bonuses probably have to do with making the playoffs and winning a playoff game, and the success to this season and everything that we're hearing from Vegas about the odds and what we're hearing at Allen Park. So this fits right in.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Dom Rivera 88. I used to love playing baseball, but I've never been big into watching it. My oldest son's like that. He really liked playing it and really hated watching it, which is wild, but. It is what it is. Philip C. looking good, Spencer. Great hoodie. What are we working with today,
Appreciate
Spenmo?
that, fellow. It's just a Jordan hoodie. I got it.
All right, little velour.
Little velour. I like
smooth.
I forget what granite finish or whatever they call it. I like this. This is one of my favorite.
Was that just a subtle way to give your vote to the argument Lindsay and Sam were having yesterday, just to let Flannel know?
No, I'm with Flannel on that. Honestly, I said it when he passed the scoring title that LeBron is number one, but it's tough. Like the 6-0 in the finals, 6 finals MVPs, you can't debate anything against that.
I'll tell you what, man. Old head Michael Jordan apologists are so sensitive. I said that Michael Jordan and LeBron James were like 1 and 1A, and it just set Lindsay off into another stratosphere. That's not even controversial.
Yeah,
it's not.
This is one of my favorite hoodies, though. Had it for a little while.
It
now.
looks comfy.
It's very comfy. Very
like
warm,
velour.
too. Very warm.
Yeah.
Had it for a little while. I like it.
D-Mac, talking about Marvin Jones Jr. before we cut to the break, because I do want to get into some baseball. Is there something for that, too, to back up Spenny's point about, the kind of the relationship with J-Mo? And I always go to you. That's why you're a great resource to have. When you left here and went to Calgary, I would imagine that you kind of reset your role, kind of reset what you thought of your role, reset what you wanted your role to be to some degree. You were a vet, won Stanley Cups, things like that. Do you gravitate towards that? How does that work? How did it work for you?
And it was more so, and I was lucky, and I always tell you my time was going to Calgary, especially the first year there. It was like playing junior again, because a lot of the guys that played junior, whether Western Canada or the OHL, but the locker room mentality. But being around, it was more to establish. Daryl Sutter told me coming in, it was myself and Stefan Yell, who was an integral part of the Colorado Avalanche, right? Myself, him, and Marcus Nielsen had the proverbial, wanted the Calgary-style grind line. Third line, where we're checking stuff like this. But, I had veterans, guys like Chris Simon, Tony Amonte there, but it was more of a leadership. Now, you got to remember going in there, because that year was supposed to be the topper. Coming out of the lockout, Calgary had lost to Tampa Bay in the finals the year before the lockout. So they just needed a couple little pieces. Now, it should have worked. If you go back, we lost in 7 games to the Anaheim Mighty Ducks in the first round that they went on to win the Stanley Cup, and we were up 3-2 in that series. Right? So
hockey's wild,
man. It just one of those things that just got away from you. But yeah, and it was more of establishing, and that was the conversation, is to come in and bring that stability to help out like the Jerome McGinleys and the Mika Kiprasovs and the Robin McGears, and another. It's more like for support, like Spenny said. Mm-hmm. And if you gravitate towards some of the younger guys and allow them to come along or ask questions, or they know that you're a resource. And a lot of the time, too, is to say they know that you got their back. They have the questions. So to the point where you're asking about, Spetty brings up Marvin Jones and James Williams, you'll be able to see it, right? You'll be able to see it. Just like every one of our successful sports teams that we follow, you see the relationships between the guys, hence, like the grind line, or you look at the Pav and Z and different things like that if we're talking hockey. So I'm intrigued, and I like it, and it's the reputation as a true pro Marvin Jones brings. Plus, he's been here before. When you've been here before, to Spenny's point, he knows the city. He knows where to go. He's got his friends, and I'm sure he's still got the relationships when he was here.
He'll be coming through Roast.
You know how that is. On the streets. I mean, it's huge out here on the streets. It makes things a lot easier. So for one or more, it's just to help Williams simplify. That's what it is as a professional.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread and the chat poll as well. Do you care about baseball? 50-50. Oh, look at that. 51%
Yeah, I'm
yes,
ending it now.
49% no. There you go. Yeah, close it out, Spenny. There, you do care.
I do care.
So now we're doing the baseball segment. We are. I just want to do the guys. Just give this to me today. Okay, I know you want to do the mock draft and stuff like that. I know you can't get enough. Can we just do this? I'm asking a favor. I'm going to you guys. I don't have a hat on today. I'm going to you guys hat in hand. Please talk baseball with me, just for a segment. Please, can you do that for me, sir? Please. I'll tell you where to get a good haircut if you do.
I think we can do that, but first let me tell these people, if you come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience, you can register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win the down payment for your dream home, up to $200,000. Yes, I said it, $200K. How do you do it? You get to Lady Jane's. You register. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week, walk in any time. It's wicked awesome.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan.
Join the Pepper Club for all the best deals in town. Plus, they will beat all competitors by $5. ChiliPeppersTanning.com. Hottest bulbs, hottest deals, darkest tans. Your vitamin D headquarters.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to WoodwardSports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to WoodwardSports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
Join the Woodward Sports family and 100,000 other sports fans for the biggest parties for the Detroit's home opener. We'll be broadcasting live from the Grand Slam Festival at 350 Madison for the biggest tent party in the D. Or check in with Woodward Sports at the block party with the Brass, Rail, Love, and Tequila and Annex. Baseball season is here, and there's only one city that can handle Woodward Sports. See you in Detroit.
Yeah, that's right, everybody.
I can't wait.
A week away from the home. I know you can't wait, Spenmo. We know.
Last year was a movie.
Are you guys gonna one up last year?
I'm gonna have
Can't.
You guys, have you and Easy been prepping? Have you talked about it? Do you got a game plan?
We don't know because we got to do the show. I don't know if we're doing the show from here or down there or what's going on with that, but.
Oh yeah, a little different this year. You got to pace yourself.
Yeah, I got to pace myself.
This and Spenny here.
This ought to be great.
I don't know.
Let me just say this: if you're gonna catch any Woodward Heavyweights show, you want to catch the opening day, 5 to 7 show.
That's gonna be a good one.
Spenny, this is your first test in this lifestyle.
It is true,
and it's hard. And so, like that Thursday, right? Mm-hmm. I come back from Florida Wednesday night. Come in hot Thursday morning, do the show from downtown. I got a speaking engagement that night that I have to go to Southgate for, so I have to do that. Friday, come back, do the show. Got to fly back to Florida on Friday night.
Oh, hell yeah.
Got 4 soccer matches over the weekend, so I got to stay in the shoes at the airport on Friday night. Have to.
Yeah.
4 matches in 22 hours, man. That's no joke, bro.
Is that a lot?
It's a lot. It's a lot. Trust me. And it's going to be the ultimate test of professionalism.
It's true.
Because you got to stay in your shoes, man. You don't have a choice.
Yeah, I'll know I'll have a cutoff point to where I stop, switch to straight water. I'll know my.
Since it's a losing formula already.
I'm not gonna start the day with an entire bottle of champagne chug like I did last year.
Yeah, but that was epic.
That was.
Okay. I can. All I can do is tell you.
I know. I'm gonna pace myself.
I know. I know. I've heard it 100 times.
I'll pace myself.
I've said it 100 times. I'm just telling you, Spenmo, what you're up against.
I'll pace myself.
Okay.
I'll be ready.
Okay. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. LFG says, I love playing baseball with such a hardcore MLB fan that I went from rooting for the Magical 84 Tigers to rooting for the toilet Texas Rangers MLB teams. So, it's 50-50 in the chat thread. So we're going to talk some baseball. Before we do the Tigers, D-Mac, just, you alluded to it, the rule changes, everything like that. And look, I know that there's a segment of the audience that hates it. So can we do that one too, Spenny? Because I want to know where the people are at.
Yeah.
Real quickly on the poll. Do you like the MLB rule changes? And look, change is hard. We don't like change. But with that being said, the people that are outraged about it, D-Mac, I don't get it. Because we change everything in sports all the time. The NFL changes the extra point, changes the kickoff, changes all those things. The NBA used to be you could only play man-to-man defense. Anything else was a technical foul. If you played zone, if you were standing there not guarding, it was a technical foul.
3-point line.
3-point line moves back and forth. We move on. We're undefeated against it. Hockey, ton of rule changes as well. Why is it with baseball that people don't keep that same energy? Why?
Because it's checkers. It's old school.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be, that's the one that's not changed. Everything changes around and evolves, but that's the old school. That's the go to the ballpark with your grandparents and your grandfather brings it in and is sitting there eating peanuts and a hot dog, and it's sort of that experience and that event, and that's sort of like a rite of passage, right? So they can't get up to the times, but now they do, and I just think, I don't know, isn't baseball more of for what do they call it? For the old hats, right? For the lack of a better term, for all the masses,
Yeah.
right? That love it. So change for a lot of people, and I think when baseball, it's that last sport what you're hanging on to, because what if you look around, what sports rules really don't change? And the only one I can really think about is like soccer. Does soccer's rules, have they really changed?
They change like the replay rules and stuff like that, the interpretation of the offside.
So things around it and stuff, but really the structure of the game in the game
is pretty much the same.
Pretty much the same, right? So, and that's the world's largest sport, right? So I just think, I don't know, Neal. I just think it's that mentality that what is, how you grow up and it's just like you don't know it's just because it is. Because you were taught that, because it's passed down history. Well, why is it that way? I don't know. It's just this. Baseball to me is that last sort of traditional. It's America's game, apple pie, hot dogs.
The summer, where time is a luxury in the summer. But D-Mac, I'm sensing some apprehension from you about the rule changes. I don't get the vibe.
The shift one, and I'm more old school than anything when it comes to any sports. Right? I don't I understand why, but if I had my choice, right, it wouldn't be this way. The ones that I don't understand, why you're doing it or where there's a competitive edge, right? But like the one I'm surprised is, and you've seen it in the minor leagues, is like the automatic strike zone. Were they ever going to go to that? I mean, when you crack, I think that the frustration too, Neal, is that when you crack this surface of something old, then it opens everything up, right? So now baseball is like everything else, trying to get views, and I understand why they do it, right? Guys, in life, the key is to figure out the why, not the right or wrong. Then you go either way depending on who you are, but if you can figure out the why. I know why. Baseball's dying. They got to do something.
And why is it dying?
Because of the old school.
Because of how long it takes.
Well, that's the whole thing. And in today's society with the internet, baseball without this, when we didn't have this, I remember, my mom was a scorekeeper, and you sit there with how many people sit with the scorebook and write it out and know how to, even today, know how to fill out a single on a scorebook sheet. Now everything in life moves so fast, It has to do with social media. And
I shouldn't say that it's because it takes long. I should say it's because of moments of inactivity, and I can tell that's why my kids don't like it. I can tell because as I sit there for the 30 seconds that they will watch the baseball game with me. Because here's how I do it: summertime, and you guys have heard me talk about it. I get all my stuff done for the night. I go throw a log in the fireplace, and I turn the baseball game on the television outside.
Summer?
Yeah.
Holy cow! He can burn wood in the summer in his fireplace. This guy.
Yeah.
Holy cow! Is that what feeds the next furnace or what?
No, but I'll turn the baseball game and I'll watch baseball. And the kid sometimes, my sons will come out there and they'll sit down for a few minutes and I can watch them watching it, and then they'll throw a pitch and there'll be a foul ball, and then like the pitcher walks off the mound and then the batter steps out of the box. I can see them, like I can see it in their eyes. They're leaving the scene. And that's, look, I know that.
Like Jalen Carter.
Yeah, well, hey. Look, kids get a bad rap, and you guys have heard me talk about this before. They are a product of their environment, an environment that we created, right? Where we like ease and we like technology and we want things moving. And, we say, well, why can't they just sit still and watch it? Because that's not the environment they live in, man. So how long are you going to fight that before you accept it and make a move on it? You know what I'm saying? What about you, Spemo? You're a younger dude, but you still love baseball.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I don't know.
You're a little more traditional, though, than most young people.
He's an old soul.
Yeah. I'm an old soul. I get it from Pops. I get it from my brothers. I grew up watching it. I grew up playing it. So I just have an appreciation for the game. And I don't know. It's hard not to like any Detroit sports as I am. Like growing up, seeing my dad and how passionate he was watching every single game. Like screaming at the TV and stuff, and like still to this day, I'll be watching the Red Wings game inside. He'll be out, smoking a cigar in the garage, hear a goal, and there's like a delay on his TV, so I'll be like, yes, and then I just I hear it from the garage all the way inside. So it's hard when somebody that you look up to, somebody you love so much, is so passionate at something. It's hard to not be.
Neal, I'll tell you, like 10 years ago. It was must-see viewing for me and my friends. Would meet up at a bar or whatever, but we'd watch the Tigers game every day, on the road, at home, meet wherever for dinner, for beers or whatever it was, and watch, because they're entertaining. So that has something to do with it. But my question is, Neal, don't you throw the baseball game on more so to do other things too? Background, it's the time it turns into background noise.
Sure.
Right? It turns, because it is boring. And
Listen
I guess,
to it mowing
aren't we
the lawn.
trained, because we've been trained how to watch a baseball game, right? How to, even whether you're there live, when you're in your phone, or when you can go for a walk, go to the bathroom, get a hot, stuff like this. But we've been trained since we were young kids. To your point, your son, how many games has he been to? How many times? Like, I remember going to Tiger Stadium as a kid at least a dozen times and having that, okay, we're going to the bathroom here, third inning, this and that. And you get into that routine. And I think that's taken away too. And a lot of it has to go back to the product. Why are you going to go down there? Yeah, I get it on a nice day, but the product doesn't give you a reason to go down and teach your kids.
Well, and that's what it is, too. And Philip C. says it very, very well. You want baseball to live? Win games. If you win here in this town, people will follow it, man. They'll follow it, and they'll get involved. 2006 was magical because it came out of nowhere. And I remember we went to like 6 or 7 games just in July alone. We were captivated by it. Now, that was right before I had kids. So the time constraints were a little bit different. But at the same time, man, Philip, you're right. That's got to be a part of it in this town. The indifference, it's got to be a part of it because it's over. And not only is it over already for the year, it's over for the next 3 years here. It is, and I'm sad that it's like that, but that is the way it is. Cintron's the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings. Right now, they have an exclusive offer for Woodward Sports fans. You can get their Red Wings Edition 6-pack sampler for just $15 with free shipping. Go to drinkcintron.com/Woodward. Again, drinkcintron.com/Woodward. You know what? Why wait? Then you can try it. The great tasting cranberry, the classic, and the sugar-free. And D-Max Cintron, the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings.
I'll be chugging it tomorrow night. Drink it, live it with Cintron.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Neal Ruhl here for Custom Health Centers. On Ryan Ermanni has started his journey with Custom Health Centers, and he's got a six-pack overnight. I'm just playing. He does not, but he is down over 18 pounds with Custom Health Centers. They have over 20,000 success stories, and you can be next. They've helped many former professional athletes lose weight. Eddie Murray, Pro Bowl MVP with the Detroit Lions. Also, Rick Mahorn, NBA champion and Pistons bad boy as well. Rick Mahorn's down over 50 pounds. He looks great. You want to do it too? Start losing weight today. Call Dr. Jason and Custom Health, 844-789-THIN. Again, 844-789-8446. It's Custom Health Center. All right. Opening day, the Tigers and the Rays. Well, they play 3 o'clock, 3:10? 2:30 it is?
Yep.
All right. Down in probably the major's worst baseball stadium, Tropicana Field in Tampa. The lineup is out for your Detroit Tigers. Chris McCarty tweeted it out. And Vierling will lead off. Javi Baez hitting second. Riley Green hitting third. Your cleanup hitter, Eric Haas.
Divine Child's own.
Eric Haas.
My boy Scott Boston deep in district.
I like that better than Candelario.
Yeah.
No?
I do.
Okay.
This is the
That's
majors.
me. It's a good thing that we all have our own opinions.
This is Major League Baseball. With all due respect to the local ties
All
of
I
Eric
said
Haas.
was I like it better than Candelario at cleanup.
I think it's pretty much the same.
Better.
Kreidler gets the first start at third base. We'll see how that goes.
Ryan Kreidler,
Yeah.
the perennial 4A guy. He's hitting ninth, though. Spencer Torkelson will bat fifth. Austin Meadows sixth. That's interesting. Miguel Cabrera seventh. Jonathan Scope eighth. And as you said, Ryan Kreidler. And the ace on the mound, Eduardo Rodriguez. And I did want to bring this up just because it is relevant. I got to keep it on brand. Eduardo Rodriguez, because financials are a part of everything, in the second year of a 5-year, $77 million contract. He will make $14 million cash this year, which I guess isn't awful. So there is that. It's not terrible.
I mean, he wasn't
If he
terrible
plays.
last year.
Yeah, when he plays, when
he
he's with the
plays.
team and all that kind of stuff. So, it's I don't have a huge beef, I guess, with Eduardo Rodriguez. I'll give you an update to Javi Baez, who is on the second year of a 6-year, $140 million contract. He does, however, have an opt-out after this season.
Stop, though.
Good luck with that.
If he thinks he can do better than the 4 years and $98 million that'll be left on the contract after that, good luck at age 31. But good luck. We'll
All right,
see.
Hey, here's a question, and I see it because I had this one too. You said Austin Meadows is hitting 6. Jack Harrington asked, will Austin Meadows actually hit a home run this year?
We're still waiting for our first one.
As a Tiger.
As a Tiger.
Through training camp, too.
Austin Meadows hits a home run before they come back to Detroit.
Book it?
Book it.
Okay, so
Put your money where your mouth is there.
So 1 in every 6 games?
No, but he'll hit at least one before they come back to Detroit.
Okay. He's out there.
I mean, 1 in every 6 games, that'd be pretty good.
Set it in stone?
Set it in stone.
Give me your set in stone. Hey, and guys, if you got a Tigers question, fire it away. Because I do want to talk about it. I do want to see what the people are talking about it. And I don't have all the answers. I don't have the right answers.
I do agree with Let's Go Red Wings Sparty. Austin Meadows will have more home runs than he did last year. He had 0 last year.
I promise you he
I
won't
have
have
as many
less.
Major League home runs as he does as a Tiger.
All I want to do is see him catch Parker Meadows in home runs this year.
For the Tigers.
Yeah. That's all I want to do.
I just want him to hit more than Tim Meadows.
Yeah. Anybody. Anybody. So, that's a, hey, set it in stone. Austin Meadows will have more home runs than he had last year. Justin Station, holy ish, we paid that guy good. Yes, we did, despite my objections to it.
Yeah.
Because all the analytics and everything said this guy is just not good. And at 30 years old, going north of 30, it doesn't stand to reason he's going to get any better. Right? Is that fair?
Oh, that is fair. And he was an absolute disaster last year. But I will say this. I expect a little bit of a aggression to the mean from Javier Baez because having a low on-base percentage has always been a little bit on brand for Javier Baez. But last year was, I think, one of the worst of his career. It was 278. I like to see that above 300. And by the way, Neal, I know this is kind of analytics geeky. His defense analytically was not as bad as the 30 errors suggest.
He led the position at errors last year.
Okay.
In the majors.
Well, for the record, I don't really care about defense, as we all know. I just want him to get on base.
And look, I like analytics, I do, but don't give me that ish. He had the most errors at the shortstop position in all of Major League Baseball last year. He was not as bad as you think defender. No, he was the worst fielding shortstop.
I think he was not as bad as you think. You can say that. Not good, but not as bad as you think.
He led the majors in errors.
His defensive WAR is positive, though. That's good. Better than you think. That's all I'm saying.
Alex Haggerty has a question. Is Ty Cobb still on the team? He is not.
No. He probably wouldn't play in today's
Philip C., he probably would not. Philip C. has a question. Will the Tigers win any of their first 20 games? They will.
Yes.
I hope. Lions Planet, is the Tiger season already over? Is it, D-Matt?
I mean, prove me wrong, but I mean, look at the schedule too in the first month. Like, it doesn't really set up to get off to a blazing start or whatever. You're in it from the beginning. Looking at my question to Flannel, and by the way, Mike G, yes, Tim Meadows of the Cavassier fame, and also, too, did a cameo on Mandalorian this week, if you watched that. But, Sam, you're the legend killer. What, seriously, do you have any hopes for this team? Like, am I out of line? I feel like you right now. Just like, no, nothing.
I would probably have to say no. Just looking at that lineup, it is definitely sobering. I expect Spencer Torkelson to be better. I expect Riley Green to take a step. But when it comes to Spencer...
So we're not counting on Torkelson and Green this year to both be an all-star game contention like we were last year.
Well, Spencer Torkelson, I'll tell you what, he was really bad last year. There's no evidence really of him being a good Major League Baseball player, but it could be rookie growing pains. But I'll tell you what, here's what gives me a little bit more hope than maybe you guys say. That pitching staff, I think, will be better than you think.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that all 5 of these guys that start this season will be there in September?
No, because Casey Mize and Skubal will be back.
People are putting a lot of hope in Casey Mize, man, for a guy that had Tommy John and back surgery.
I like Casey Mize.
Tommy John and back surgery.
Yeah, that's not good, but I like Casey Mize.
No, I mean,
Tommy John's isn't a death sentence anymore.
It certainly is.
Right, and to your point, like the Tommy John, that's like a knee or a arthroscopic, the way that the guys come back, and it's been proven that they come back stronger. But the back, that's the one.
Yeah.
Because you never know which way that can go. Where you have successful surgery or stuff like this, but that's the stuff that wears you down, especially when you get older, your mechanics and stuff like this. I'm not worried about his arm. I'm worried about his back.
And that is fair. And you should be, because he had an operation on both of them. But, like, you're falling into that, Flannel. Like, you have to account for attrition. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I get it. If you would have...
Where's he batting?
What's that?
What position's he batting? Attrition.
No, attrition?
Is he in the lineup?
He's with us for all 162 games this year.
Absolutely.
Who's the all-star on this team this year? There's got to be one.
I know.
Alex Lang.
Alex Lang?
That's my prediction.
Because he's going to be the closer, right?
Who do you guys say? Who's the all-star on this team?
Alex Lang.
Alex Lang.
Riley Green.
Ooh, that'd be great.
Riley Green?
Yeah. I think he'll hit 280 with 15 by the All-Star break.
I think it's probably going to be a pitcher. Maybe it would be a guy like Spencer Torkelson or Spencer Turnbull.
I can see Turnbull.
Yeah.
He was pretty damn good before he got hurt.
Killa says, Neal, the Tigers are an 80-plus win team. I'm not falling for that one, my friend. Philippines on Demand. Neal, how on earth could Al Avila announce publicly that the rebuild was over? Did he really believe that, or was he on something? Hey, you know what, Philippines on Demand? I'm not going to crush him about that because there were thousands of us downtown that thought the same thing last year. Thousands. We did the show. We talked about it.
Well, there's always going to be thousands of people downtown on.
But they all thought that the rebuild was over, too.
Yeah, that's true.
What was it? 88% of people thought they were playoff contenders.
Yeah.
You know, like it is. And God, this sucks. Gary in Grand Haven says, what are the Tigers' chances of surprising us? Well, that depends on what surprises you, Gary. I'm fully expecting a 100-loss season.
Sue Yu said Spencer Raxter, Tigers' new relief pitcher, a.k.a. Todd Jones. Hey, man, I hit I think I had my highest fastball in high school clocked at 81, so.
Zach
Put
says,
me out there.
Be crafty.
Crafty lefty.
Zach says over-under for Haas home runs this year, 25. What do you got on that, D-Mac?
Ooh.
I mean, that'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
Depends how many games he plays. If they give him the start.
Yeah, absolutely. Him and Jake Roger, whatever. But I got, that's a lot. I'm gonna shoot for 15. If he hits 20, that's great. But it all depends on how many at bats and if he gets hot. I mean, we saw what he did. Hopefully, he does the same thing as he did last year, opening day, and hits a home run.
Jonesy 5182. My only hope as a huge Tiger fan, and they're crawling out of the woodwork. I noticed in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Quote, huge Tiger fan. There are a few. There are more, I think, than we even realize or let on. He says, my only hope as a huge Tiger fan is there's some progress from the young guys. I need hope for the future. And I would say, if you want to lock into something, if you're going to watch, and there are a number of people that are going to watch no matter. You'll watch, D-Mac.
Yes.
You don't have hope, but you'll watch. You'll turn it on for a couple innings, and
I'll
you'll
get
move on.
hopeful during the game, too.
Sure.
I'll do what I do with the Red Wings. Okay, watching. Oh, that's garbage. Turn it
Click.
off. Or
Oak
watch
Island.
why. Oh, you got my attention. Oh,
Yeah.
whatever else, stuff like this. So if it's entertaining, but too many times than not, we're out of the game before even the fourth inning.
And that's what it is. If you want something to lock into, and this might be putting extra pressure on them, probably more pressure than they deserve. But they shouldn't be under pressure because their spot's not in question because there's such a lack of young talent in this system. But you want to do the Torque and Riley Green thing where you lock into them, that's fair. That'll get you through, I think. Because they are your hope. They are your hope.
Well, here's the whole thing. And do you not, you have to say, last year being what it was, can they bounce back and give them this year, a year in the minors, a year being a professional, a year with the struggles? We'll see what these kids are made of. This could be the greatest benefit, right? To go suffer this much. And if these guys can find a way to establish themselves as major league, everyday baseball players, productive stuff like this, then you might have something. So, I know from my experience, all the stuff in my life has been built from falling down or from decimation and having to get back up and work hard at it. So hopefully Riley Green and Spencer Torkelson will be talking about this throughout the season. Because there is that hope.
Real quick before we hear about Cousins' Maine Lobster, Honolulu Blue Sparty says, Neal, can D-Mac give us a clock on the Tigers? If for the Lions it was 30...
Hold on. I'll give you one in a minute. Let me do the math.
He said if the Lions win 34 games, is it 648 games? I say 810, 5 years.
Jesus.
I'm going 6 years. So 810. I'm going 972.
Jesus Christ.
It's pretty sobering, isn't it? Hold that.
You
hold
really
that
think
thought.
it's going to take...
Hold that thought. Tell them about Cousins' Maine. Uplift everybody. Tell them about Cousins' Maine Lobster.
Because Cousins' Maine Lobster brings the best of the Maine coast to Detroit. You could try their tasty lobster menu items like lobster tots, lobster tacos, or lobster grilled cheese with their 2 food trucks rolling around the city. You can order ahead on their app and earn rewards, or scan that QR code right there to figure out where they are. Make sure you check out Cousins' Maine Lobster.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With 4-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Coast to Joe's. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Jumpin' Puck. Saturdays, 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your chance to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars, one for you, one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Let one of our talented, award-winning stylists make you look handsome and clean. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Let Guardian Alarm offer you customized solutions from real experts, professional technicians who take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. But I need you to call Guardian Alarm today. The number, 1-800.
Stay out.
24/7 professional monitoring. Call anytime, day or night. Know the Guardian team member will stay on the phone with you as long as needed. But I need you to call Guardian today. The number, 1-800.
Stay out.
Technology backed by people. Yes, real people. Homo sapiens. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. They care so much, they even care about that guy. Yes, the legend killer, Sam Flannel. And his flannel protection. How many straight days of flannel protection, sir?
244.
244 straight days of flannel protection. Ooh. You can have whatever personal business is important to you be protected just like him. But I need you to call Guardian Alarm today. The number, 1-800.
Stay out. Stay out of the MLB pitch clock. Baseball is supposed to be an untimed game.
Stay out of the chat, baseball haters. It's America's pastime. Get some apple pie and enjoy the game.
Try to stay out of last place, Detroit Tigers, but hey, whatever.
Anyways, no matter what, all that probably won't happen, but you know what? You can call Guardian Alarm today. Your local security expert, tell them, Big D Energy, we sent you.
Back at it, second hour of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, Darren, McCarty, Spencer Raxter, and Sam Flannel here with you. And yes, we're talking a little bit of baseball. It is opening day, and I like the swing, too. Philip C. says, gotta talk Tigers on opening day. Nick Hedigan says, but I am going to check out the Tigers in Baltimore this year, though. I'm efforting to get down to I might take in the series when they go play the Marlins down in Miami. That might be a road series I roll out.
You seen a game there yet?
Yeah, a couple. Okay. I've been to more Marlins games since 2019 than I have Tigers games.
I've been to more Tampa Bay Rays games since 2016 than I have Tiger games.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Because the Marlins, here's what I always thought about the Marlins. They're honest about it, right? They're not going to tell you the rebuild's over because that's all they do is rebuild. And every 5 or 6 years, they pop up and go to the playoffs. And when they get there, they usually beat the Cubs. So that's good enough for me.
They won 2 World Series since 1997.
And there's that, too. They've won a World Series this millennium. They've done it.
Yep.
They are a better franchise than the Detroit Tigers. Sorry about it, everybody.
Absolutely. In 2003, they beat that great Yankees team. And in 97, they beat that unbelievable Cleveland team. I think that had Jim Thome and Albert Bell and all of them. Great team.
Isn't that crazy, Spenmo, to hear? The Miami Marlins are a better franchise than the Detroit Tigers are over the last 40 years, 50 years, since the Marlins have come into the league. That's fair.
That is fair.
That's fair. But you would never think that, would you?
No.
I bet this comment gets crushed in 3, 2, 1. Everyone will get all defensive and we'll crush it, but it's true. Spenmo, you had something you were going to touch on before we went to the break.
Do you really think it's going to take 810 games?
That's 162 games times 5 years.
You think they're 5 years away?
I just asked for a 972 game clock. That's 6 seasons.
But for what? I think they'll make the playoffs before then. I don't think it'll take them 5 or 6 seasons to get into the playoffs. I think they could do it in 2.
Spenmo, based on what? Okay, let's talk about this. Based on what? Give me the how.
Improvement of young players.
What young players?
Spencer Torkelson, Riley Green. The pitchers come back.
Let's break it down this way.
So a four-game parlay you're going to hit. You're counting on a 4-game parlay.
I'm counting on them to bring in more talent. I'm counting on...
But that ain't happening, bro.
I'm counting on Sky Harris to be better than Al Avila at his job.
He will be, but the nature of how he's going to do it is not what you're accustomed to. There is no path for them to be good in 2 years. There's no path.
Is this true? The way that Scott Harris and the way that they develop, and we're talking about, the Dominican players, the players from outside, what he's known to do is to sign some good young guys. But the guys that he's signing, these 18, 19-year-olds that we hear about, like back in the day, Houston got started. How long does it take? 4 years to get to the major leagues? Like, you're not turning guys over year after year, like out of the draft. It's like,
this is like hockey.
If they find a guy now, right, probably won't debut for 4 years because he's got to go through the process. It's the process, and when you break it down to what Neal's saying, the cupboard is so freaking bare.
It's awful.
It's worse than Mother Hubbard's shoe. You put my clock into your mouth. That's just the reality. So I guess spending the clock could always be sped up, right? Depending on some of these moves and some of these hitting. But tell me who's going to hit, right? We're talking about #1 overall draft picks, right? In Torkelson, and then we're talking about Green, that we don't even know if they're going to be regular Major League Baseball players on the daily yet.
Yeah.
And those are your top guys. So you got to wait and see till he starts hitting with some guys or brings some guys in. But Neal, you say it all the time and everything else when we talk about salaries. The fact that you got Javi Baez with his own option making $25 million a year, till you get out from behind stuff like that, you'll never get ahead.
Yeah, but baseball's, and I've said this a lot, baseball's the one where you can wake up tomorrow and say, hey, we're going to be good.
To the point, let me continue with that. To Chris Ilitch, the owner's directive to Scott Harris right now being, we're not spending any money. You're going to have to go find these guys, and we're going to have to build this, right? You're not going to go chase money after money and do what the Mets did, right?
Yeah, and that's it. Like Scott Harris said that, Spenny. He walked in and said, hey, we're going to take a year of observation.
But that's why.
And they didn't add anybody other than the trades he made.
Yeah, it's like what Brad Holmes did his first year. And I understand it's a lot easier to get better it's a lot quicker turnaround in football. But
Spenny, here's your saving grace.
I could see them in the playoffs. It's not going to take 5 years to get to the playoffs.
You want your saving grace? Your saving grace is a District Detroit. The district, no, seriously. Now that they passed whatever money, the fact that they get that going, hopefully it brings more money. Hopefully, that when Scott Harris says, whether next year or the year after 2 seasons, and they go, oh, we got to make this move, that there's money there to make the move.
So you're waiting on a District Detroit parlay. Spenmo's got a 4-player parlay, and you got a District Detroit parlay.
I got District Detroit. It's
okay.
all,
and I got
one of these together.
One of these guys, these 18-year-olds that they're getting out of Venezuela or something is going to hit. Like I said, you remember that day a couple months ago when I was looking on Twitter, it was the Tigers scouting or Tigers off, I forget what the account's called, and they signed like 15 18-year-olds from Venezuela and Cuba. And I was like, all right, this is what we didn't see under Al Avila.
And no, you're right.
And you only need one of them.
Yeah, and here's where you're right. But Spenmo, this is why it will take that long. You know, the biggest, like Scott Harris obviously was a GM, but the biggest hire he made, but also was the most informative, when they got Rob Metzler, who no one knows who that is. He's the guy that's created the Tampa Bay Rays into what they are. The Tampa Bay Rays are in the playoffs every single year with nothing and with nobody.
Would you say that
every year
Tampa Bay Rays, they nuked Moneyball? Like what I mean by nuked is that they gave it the shot of steroids.
Steroids, 100%.
They steroided Moneyball and do it. So now what their system is, it's just rolling over. They're in the vortex right now. Their flow is going. That's the flow that we're trying to get here. But how long did it take them to do it?
Absolutely.
Right?
It took a long time. But here's the deal. That was the day the choice was made, Spenmo, with Ilitch. And as I've said, Ilitch decided that he wanted to write a big check to management. That's how they were going to, instead of writing a bunch of big checks to players and continuing that free agency thing where you circle the wagons and you get good again.
Yeah.
They cut that off. They're doing this the way the Rays do it. but you're going to have to wait the 5 years it takes. And look, I will cut this off, right? There's the Alavila legacy that's still here. And I know people get mad at me when I crush Alavila.
No, these are his guys.
These are his guys still.
Other than Maton and
we're still living this nightmare. You know, he's gone, but we're still picking up the pieces.
Yeah.
That's true. That's factual. And guys like Metzler that built the Rays into it, with Scott Harris, what he did, that was the day the decision was made. This is the avenue we're going now.
I still can't believe they let that schmuck do the draft.
Don't talk to me, Spenmo. You know where I was with it.
That was...
You know where I was with
malfeasance.
It was. It was organizational malfeasance. But guys, remember that. When they lose 100 games this year, we're still in that. This year's team has nothing to do with Scott Harris.
Yeah.
Nothing. This is an Alavila team. It won't go on his record, but it should. Because these are his guys. This is his mess, and we're going to live it for at least a couple. You want to get caught up in the semantics. Will it be 4 years, 5 years, 6 years? Okay, whatever. But these next 2 to 3 years, this is Alavila's doing. And I know he's gone, so why are you still talking about him? Because I'm going to have to live it every day at 640, the same way you guys are. So there it is. I separate them. The Scott Harris organization is now, but that doesn't start till the draft, Spenny. Mm-hmm. It doesn't start till the draft, and that's the way this is going to work. So get ready for the pain, guys. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm sorry. And again, I knew it was going to get to this. I knew it was, and here we are. But there it is, guys. There's your Tigers education. That's where we're at.
And then here's the whole thing. As a Tiger fan, right? I don't care if it's 4 or 5 years, right, with the right guy in charge. So the fact that you're telling me in 5 years, Neal, that I'm the Tampa Bay Rays organization with the way that they turn over and compete for the playoffs and be a team that's at the upper. So I'm down. I'm down. You know, we can pay attention to the Wings and Lions until then.
Oh, man.
Pistons, they get her going.
Yeah.
But I'm down. Because something needs to change, because this mundane garbage that we've been experiencing in Detroit as our fandom for the past 10 years, it's got to stop.
Wyatt Bayer says 100% Spenmo. Waiting until after the draft is unforgivable. And I agree.
Yeah, it was awful.
I 100% agree with you.
That's like telling Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia, like, this draft pick, it depends on your careers. Like, instead of getting a quarterback for the future, they got Jeff Okuda because they knew they weren't going to be around for the quarterback of the future to actually play.
That's fair. Jack Harrington, Neal, you need a hug, sir. No, I don't. I'm cool. I got it all figured out, man. Like, the path's in front of me. This is going to be like distance running. But we're going to be running for 5 years. So you just got to put your head down or do whatever it is you have to do to get in that spot.
Baby.
Yeah.
Forrest Gump. Just keep running till you're done running.
Yeah.
And not stop running.
Todd Sain says, Neal needs his meds again. No, you happy about this, Todd? You like this setup right now? You pleased with what Alavila did? You still going to be paying for it for the next 3 years? Yes, you are. And I'm not turning around and saying, well, he's gone now. I'm still living it. You're still living it. So, yeah, I'm still pissed off about it. And I'm going to be pissed off about it for the next 2 years. I'm not pissed off about Seafood Fest being back at Big Boy, though. Catch it while you can. Get all the seafood favorites during lunch, like shrimp Alfredo, shrimp stir fry, and the all-new fish sandwich. And don't forget the linchpin of all of it, the all-you-can-eat fish fry buffet on Friday nights. You can get wild with it. You can even get tartar sauce for your fries if you want to. Get to your local Big Boy today for Seafood Fest.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With 4-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Can't get enough enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
Neal Ruhl here for Chili Peppers Tanning. We'll find the cleanest salons in the D, spotless sanitized rooms, and trained and certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club. Get all the best deals. They'll beat the competitors' prices by at least $5. And while you're there, you can pick up the Australian Gold Designer Skin Cal Tan and the official beauty lotion of Spencer Raxter, the Swedish Beauty Lotion.
Oh, yeah.
ChiliPeppersTanning.com. Find out which one of the 27 locations works best for you. Chili Peppers Tanning. The hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans at Chili Peppers Tanning.
Chili Peppers Tan.
All right, keeping it pushing. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here with you. I forget because I lost it, but somebody said... the woodwardsports.com chat thread. Oh, I'm leaving for Disney today, too, so I'm taking all your Disney suggestions. Todd Sain says, Neal, remember the sunblock this weekend. I don't do that. I burn once as a base. That's how I roll. Then I'm cool.
That's fair.
That's fair. That's the order of operations.
Something that I do, too.
Yeah.
I burn once, and then like 2 days later, my skin just drinks it.
There you go. Yeah. That's how we operate, Sam Flannel. Yeah, so, again, we're wrapping up the Tigers discussion. Somebody earlier said, hey, you want to slow down the energy of the chat, start talking Tigers. And you know what? You're right, because we lost audience talking about the Detroit Tigers. So guess what we're not doing? We're not talking about the Detroit Tigers. And we'll just cap it off with this, D-Mac. It's sad, but the Tigers have kind of gone the way of the Red Wings over the last month and of the Pistons. People don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, but they've always been there. Okay, last question. Who's the MVP of the Tigers this season?
Riley Green.
Eduardo Rodriguez.
Can I choose two?
No, you can choose one.
I will go with Spencer Turnbull.
No, Mike G got it right. It's Pause. Pause will be the MVP this season. So there you go.
The beer vendor that served Spenny the 9-9.
Yeah, whoever that is.
Deal.
Those ballpark Franks.
That is happening.
Oh, for sure.
I will clear the calendar. I will be there for that.
I'm down. I'm down.
At the drop of a hat, brother. At the drop of a hat. So, yeah, that is it. Oh, real quick. Daniel Clement says, I'll probably watch more games just to see how the new rules work. The product the last 4 years has been bad in the MLB across the board. I like the pitch clock, for the record. I like it. Get in the box. Get in the batter's box.
I don't hate
Let's
it.
go.
It's definitely going to make the 999 harder, but
if anybody can rise to the challenge.
Like I said, I'm going to be 3-3 before the first inning's over.
All right. I know. People want to know, do you need a GoFundMe for the 999?
Yeah, probably.
It wouldn't hurt.
It wouldn't hurt.
Spenny and I have had our transgressions with the IRS over the course of the last month.
We've been battling. But like I said, I made the first payment on my quarterlies, so
we got to work on those deductions. Save those receipts.
Show research. I deducted everything I could. Literally everything I could.
You and I were going to battle.
Yeah.
The tax man was not kind to Spenmo nor Ruhl Holdings at all.
It's coming for me too. Don't worry.
Oh, you haven't filed yet?
Yeah.
I just sent him over to the tax man, but I'm filing.
Yeah. See, I had to pay the $5,000 last month, and then I made the payment on my first one last week. So I'm good.
Man.
I'm gonna start saving.
I'm not gonna feel so bad now.
Always remember, when they give it away, they want it back.
Yeah.
Joint taxes though with my wife, first time. I'm excited about that.
Wyatt Bears.
Hey, you want me to make you feel better? 17 years ago thing. So I've been there. I've been there, done that. Nothing else. Welcome to the group. Maybe it's my fault you guys got in trouble.
Maybe it's our associations. Yeah. Maybe it's our associations or whatever. I do want to prepare everybody for this, and I didn't know this was going on until I looked up at our studio television and saw it. So everybody, take a deep breath. We're going to have to deal with this. Now, not me, because I'm going out of town. But tomorrow, you guys are going to have to deal with the fallout of this. And it makes me laugh. Good luck.
What?
I'm glad I'm out of here. So Anthony Richardson has his pro day today.
Oh, yeah.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Let's go Red Wings party, by the way. Talking tax is greater than talking Tigers. Audience did go up a tick.
Yeah, it went up a little bit.
Let's talk about your tax return. 313.
It's 1 for you, 19 for me, as the great Beatles say.
Yeah. But, yes. Oh, real quick, too. How many years till the Tigers make the playoffs? Benmo shut down that poll. 4 years was the winner at 35%, 6+ at 29%.
Playoffs?
Yeah. Wyatt Bear says, I'd rather draft Machine Gun Kelly than AR-15. And I'm not calling for it, guys. D-Mac, I'm not calling for it. I'm just telling you guys to know what you're walking into tonight and tomorrow. Every media person in the world is going to be bricked up, and they're going to be thumbing their tweets, and they can't. The media folk, the football media couldn't wait for today.
But isn't this exactly what you want at number 6 as the Lions? You want him to show out. We've been
working together too long.
You want that heat into the 4 quarterbacks and the top 6 picks. So you should be out there. I wouldn't be surprised if Dan Campbell's out there rooting him on. Like, this is the guy. Yeah. And by the way, Neal, one of the things, because I haven't had a chance to talk to you, is are Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell not playing throughout this free agency, into the draft, all these team, guys showing out? Are they not playing a great good cop, bad cop, like something we haven't seen? Like, there's always one makes a comment and the other one makes some sort of, not a disparaging comment, but something to pump the brakes, and the other one gets excited. Do you notice that, or is it just me? Do you notice that one will pump, if they're both commenting on a player or commenting on a situation, one will be all in, and the other one will then bring out sort of the questionable pumping the brakes? I've seen them do it, both of them, for different players, different times, or free agents, or talking about things. Do you notice the same thing?
It's apparent to me that there is communication before. It's apparent that there's communication between the camp,
but
when they roll out to go to a media session.
They're playing the game the way that you're supposed to be playing the game, and to me, I guess it's more apparent because it's just something that past regimes haven't done. I guess my point is to Terry Foster, point that Brad Holmes is the greatest GM in Lions history. This is what great GMs do. Never tip their hand. This is more like Belichick-ish than anything else. So I noticed it, and that's one of the things I wanted to bring up, if you've noticed it. It's the way it's supposed to be, but the way that it hasn't been in the past here.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Real Cream of Wheat says, and Machine Gun Kelly does have some decent beats, though. We're not going on that. We're not starting Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah, Megan Fox is his best beat.
Facts.
That is facts. Sebastian Chose says, I'd rather draft Spenny at 6 to throw the ball than Richardson. What would you rather do than draft Anthony Richardson at 6? Drop it in the chat. We'll get to those. that should be fun. But no, I just want to mentally prepare everybody, because Anthony Richardson has his pro day today. And like I said, the national football media, certainly the ones that are there covering it, are the blogs around town, I'm sure. The same people that bring you David Blau led the 7-on-7 drive down the field and punched it in for a touchdown. They could be bricked up. You don't know. Everyone's going to be bricked up about it. So, but maybe, as Todd Sane says, D-Mac, no one more than Maz. Quote, Maz is going to have a bigger chubby than he did on his wedding night. Unquote.
That's facts. That is facts.
But Maz is so on point, but it's a quarterback. He's going to go giddy about any quarterback. Just remember, this is a guy that wanted to bring Baker Mayfield here. Right? I mean, I think good. Maz, get all excited. Get the Lions to have him cut. Because here's the one thing that I like, though. Tom Masley isn't drafting for the Detroit Lions. Brad Holmes is.
Well, according to Emerald Eye 7, says Maz would draft a quarterback in every round if he could, then has the Maz head with the clown emoji. So there's that also.
Bozo, Maz. He just called you a bozo at 12:23.
Mel 313. I haven't seen you here before, Mel. Appreciate you tapping in. I'll take Richardson. Y'all tripping with the trolls.
I'd take Richardson too.
Oh hell no!
Did he just say we take him at 6?
Yeah, we have a fundamental difference.
If Jalen Carter's not there and he is, I would take him.
You take him. You take him over Tyree Wilson.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. I think we have Tyree Wilson at home.
Like hamburgers?
Yeah.
That is pretty. I like that. That's pretty funny.
But I'm not like. That's the only way I'd take him, is if Jalen Carter isn't there. And
Danny Bennett says Anthony Richardson just bounced a deep pass off the rafters of the facility. We can't confirm that.
No, I can. JB sent me the 33rd team posted. Anthony Richardson just hit the ceiling with this throw.
Did he really?
Yeah.
So that wasn't
on purpose?
Hey, the Lions are getting deep if they want to throw everybody off the scent, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, but that's it. Again, trust in your GM.
Is there a video of this? Can we play this when we come back?
I don't think we can play it because it's from ESPN.
Like they show, there's got to be the writer who has the video has to have it somewhere.
Wait, it's not. I don't think it's from ESPN. I think we can play it.
We got to get this sorted out. I have to see this. I have to see this.
Okay. Hey, Polish Eagle, you know what? Dedication said he'd rather drop the gloves with 1994 edition of DMAC. That's, dude, that guy is crazy. That's putting it on the line. But I like what you're saying.
Jack Harrington says, I would draft Neal at 6 over Anthony Richardson.
And you just go straight to the GM box.
That's right. Hey, I would take a less than slot deal. How about that? to help everybody out. Hey, tell them about Swiss Insurance.
Absolutely, because Swiss Insurance is there for all of your insurance needs. Give Swiss a shot, and you for sure will not be disappointed. Email Mark at swisins.com. That is Mark at swisins.com.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. Next segment, we're going to call a little bit of an audible. DMAC had something interesting come across the desk concerning the Detroit Red Wings.
254. Omaha.
So I do want to touch on it. For people that want to know about what a, quote, bad win was, I'll give you the math behind it when we come back. And DMAC has the stone cold facts of
deep
it.
dive. And you know what? It might be a hockey thing.
Do we tell me we have the video?
Spenmo. I'm sending it to myself right now.
Okay. So Spenmo's going to get I have
Shout
to
out
see
to Danny Bennett.
Yeah. I have to see this because we have reports. I thought they were a joke when somebody at WoodwardSports.com chat thread
it was real.
Said that Anthony Richardson threw a ball off the ceiling at his pro day.
It is real.
Wait a minute. How can that be? I watched him play Will Levis. I saw AR-15 and Will Levis go head-to-head and battle it out, and saw Anthony Richardson go 14 for 35 for 143 yards, a blistering 4.1 yards per pass completion. I saw per pass play. I saw it. I saw two interceptions.
I remember how excited you were.
I saw a 2.6 quarterback rating. I saw it.
Right. You were excited for this game. We broke it down. Yeah. You said this week we got these two guys, and you came in, and it was like, absolutely. Could that have been the worst, most hyped game with the worst result or the worst payoff?
I got it.
Like, it was the absolute opposite of what the Super Bowl was between Mahomes and Jalen Hurts, right?
It was the absolute,
It was
polar
the
opposite.
Absolute
Okay,
opposite. I gotta see
Spenmo's
this.
got it. I have never been more excited for a piece of video that I'm going to see right now.
All right, shout out to Danny Bennett for sending me the tweet.
All right, here we go. Anthony Richardson. Pew! Boom! Oh, my God. You better laugh at it, Anthony Richardson.
Hey, that would never happen in Ford Field. That roof is way too high. Why? What the heck they doing? That looks like a hockey rink. Why are they making him throw in a hockey rink?
Are you sure those weren't his Florida highlights?
I can't tell if that was highlights from the Kentucky game or Pro Day. They look the same to me. 3-1-3.
Which was closer to a wide receiver?
So who still wants that guy? You still want that guy, Spenny?
I never wanted him to begin with.
I know.
I'll take him.
I know, but do things like that deter? But the best thing is that it comes out and we see the hype for him, right? It only makes Brad Holmes weaponized even more. Talk about Steve Eiserman, remember what Brad Holmes does. So Neal, first reaction watching that.
Hold on. Shane Sandrock says Milt Plum is so disappointed.
Milt Plummer.
Hey, Milt Plum ain't skipping one off the roof at his pro day. I'm sorry, D-Mac, what were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say, what is your first reaction to that? Like, what is your natural, like, just...
It's on brand.
On brand, like, clown.
Yeah.
Bozo.
But, look, I get the allure with him. Did you see him? Like, did you see him? You know, when he was looking down at the ground laughing at his last throw. Did you see him, though, how he looked when he was down at the ground looking and laughing?
You got to read that one. Southpaw slaps. No, did you read that one? Southpaw slaps. As we can see, his ceiling isn't as high as people are saying.
That was a good one, Brody.
We got... Yeah, he's already ahead of it. He's got it pinned. Yeah, good job. Good job there, Spenmo. Alex Haggerty, was that even a highlight? Todd saying AR-15 with the throw from goal line to goal line, but Kevin Bell just simply says that guy sucks. Rich Diana said, I knew that one was going to pop you, Spetty.
Who would you rather have, him or Will Levis? Got to take one.
I can't.
You have to.
I can't. Then I resign.
No, he doesn't make it to the podium.
Yeah.
The pick runs out. The time runs out, and he just relinquishes his pick.
I'm taking AR-15 over Levis.
WoodwardSports.com chat poll. Instant reaction chat poll. We still got a few minutes in this segment. Death not an option. You have to take Will Levis or AR-15. Who are you taking? Make sure you put death not an option in there.
I got you.
Because I would quit my job. If I was a GM and the owner said, we have to take one of them, make your choice. And I would walk out there to the podium and say, I, Neal Ruhl, am resigning. Could you imagine doing that at the draft?
It's a lie. Too much bag on the GM. you wouldn't
I
like
don't care. D-Mac, as few as I have and as minuscule as they are, I do have some principles. And that would be one of them.
Now,
I can't even vote in this.
Anthony, but would you not take Anthony Richardson? Because worst case, aren't you like, even if he's not a quarterback, he's an athlete, right? We can agree with his numbers at the combine and stuff. Isn't he more or less a guy that you're going to find maybe a Taysom Hill?
Todd saying said I'm selling the team.
Is he not? Is he right? Is he not more like turn into like more of a Taysom Hill type quarterback, gimmick quarterback, run out of the backfield, but not your number one guy? That's how I see him.
So you're just doing it. Okay, so you're getting really granular with it. You're saying you're just with no guise of being a quarterback because I have to take one. How can I use him in a different
Here's the thing: if I'm gonna draft one of these guys on my team, and if I know he can throw the deep ball, so if we're down at 4th and 20 with 5 seconds left, I can put him in at quarterback. But it's more of the athlete, isn't it? The more of the football.
No, I get what you're saying, and you're not wrong. I
you
get
didn't
it.
say I had to draft him and play him at quarterback.
All right,
that was not part of the question.
If you have to draft
Which one would I draft if I had to pick at 6? It would be Anthony Richardson because he's a freak athlete. Can we agree with that?
Right, but what if you have to draft one of them to be your quarterback? Quarterback's the only way you can play him.
Poot, I'm beating you. I'm not even going up to the podium and retiring. I'm just walking out.
You'll just loosen up.
I'm
one of
gonna
them.
walk up to the podium and fire up a fat blunt.
Yeah.
And just say, or maybe I'll Laramie Tunsil it and get one of those gas mask bongs and just say, and my pick is,
and then walk off.
Bubba Kush.
Yeah. WoodwardSports.com
Wow.
chat thread. Shane Sandrock says he was just aiming for where his college jerseys will hang after he lights up the NFL.
It's true. I got
I mean, it is impressive you can hit the roof, though.
I got a video of his last pass of the day.
No, you don't.
Is
it as impressive?
It's actually impressive.
Do you say immaculate?
Actually impressive.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, like for real?
Like for real.
Or are we going to laugh?
No, I'm serious. And then what he does after the pass is also impressive. I'm going to send this to myself.
All right. Look at Spenmo in full spin mode right now, saying, I'm just going to fix this. All the damage I just caused by playing this video, I'm going to fix it right now.
I have to do my due diligence.
Spenmo, you're challenged right now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm in the pressure cooker, but it's all right.
No. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about with your life and your draft assessments.
Oh, yeah.
With I'm AR at 6, and then we play that video.
I'm
feeling
Jalen Carter at 6.
But if not,
if Jalen Carter
Richardson
isn't there, and he is, yes.
Are you feeling heat about that right now? Even after the dong of him hitting the
comfortable
rafters?
with it. Especially once you see this pass.
Oh, okay. Get me back on board. Not that I was ever on board. Do it, man. Sell me this pen.
Will you
sell me Anthony Richardson.
God, the Wi-Fi sucks.
Sell me AR-15, and let me know where you think it's going to be.
The Wi-Fi is terrible.
Darius says, I need a tire before I drafted Will Levis at 6. That's pretty rando.
Yeah.
No, that's pretty aggressive.
That's pretty reasonable.
A whole tire, like tire off of like a Hot Wheels car, or like a real ass tire.
Yeah.
That's commitment.
All right. Here you go.
Okay. People want to know, does he throw it and catch it? Let's see. What do we got? A little play action. Rolls out. Fires it.
Then wait for it.
Okay. Give me a break, dude.
I mean, that was a good throw, too. It was a good throw. The backflip was impressive.
So you draft him for the halftime show? What's going on? What are we doing here?
No,
Can he spin plates in the air?
The throw was impressive, too. The throw was impressive.
I was impressed he didn't hit the ceiling.
It was a good throw.
Here we go.
I lost it in the sun. Oh, look at the ball fake, too.
Pew. Pew.
Shots.
Pew, 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 pew.
Explosives.
All right, let me
Watching at home, hop, skipping out. Woo-hoo.
Now, look at how live the chat poll has gone, too.
Oh, yeah.
With new information, you reserve the right to change your opinion. 68% of you say AR-15.
That was a nice throw.
Dirty Dr. D says, Spenny, stop. Get some help.
I'm still Clayton Tune there. Still Clayton Tune the 6th. But
I want to see. That's a great point. Dan G said, if you could only throw it 5 and 10 yards, can we see some like small check down?
But did you see the backflip?
The backflip was impressive.
Athlete. What'd I tell you?
Did you see the way
That's
he
why I
stuck
dropped him at 6.
the backflip?
He ain't taking a snap unless I need a bomb.
There is no quarterback prospect, I think, in the history of the world who on one of their throws will hit the ceiling and on the next one throw a dime from 60 yards.
And with a backflip.
There's no variance with this guy.
Sam, Todd's saying, would AR-15 make the Michigan gymnastics team?
Probably. I mean, that was impressive. But I've always kind of said, I wonder why he ever became a quarterback. He's just such a great athlete. I feel like he could fit in anywhere, but he can't throw accurately.
He's about to get $28 million, though.
No, that is very true, but I don't think he should. He can't throw the ball accurately.
But he is.
I know.
So it was the right call.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough.
It all comes back to the bag. Kyle Stark in all caps. Trade up to 1 and get that guy.
Yeah, I'm not there.
Trade 18, 48, 55 in next year's first.
New WoodwardSports.com chat poll before we go to the break. After watching that backflip, are you now bricked up for AR-15?
Dude, but how about the other dude, the wide receiver? I think he got higher hops on his flip. I'm just saying.
People are talking about his release point, saying that it's too low.
Oh, yeah. All right.
AR the ballerina. He's a Dollar General brand Charlie Batch. All right, let's not get crazy here, Elijah. I'm crazy, though, about Planet Fitness, the official studio sponsor of Woodward Sports. And look, guys, bottom line, get access to your home club for just $10 a month. That's it. That's all. I can't make it any more easy than that. There's over 50 of them in the Metro Detroit area. Find out which one works best for you. You want to be a baller and a shot caller? Black Card, that's an option as well. $24.99 per month. You can work out at any Planet Fitness in the world. Over 2,000 of them. I've been to a couple different ones this week, as a matter of fact. Seamless. You just roll right in. Tons of cardio equipment. Never have to wait for anything. Even when you got a goofball like me running on the treadmill for an hour, it doesn't matter because there's hundreds of treadmills at Planet Fitness. Maybe not literally 100, but there's more than is needed. There's always one available for you. Weights the same way. The cardio circuit, all of it. It's available for you. You want to join? Jump on that computer. Go to planetfitness.com or just pull in the parking lot. You're going to pass a couple on the way home. It's Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
You're about to be shell-shocked. The catch of the day is in. Big Boy Seafood Fest is officially back. Join us for some of your favorites like our popcorn shrimp and pike perch platters and our classic fish and chips. This year, we've reeled in some fresh catches like our shrimp Alfredo, shrimp stir-fry, and our fish sandwich. And especially, don't forget about our all-you-can-eat Friday night fish fry buffet. Every day is a fish fry at Big Boy.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal, Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. You can download the Big D Energy podcast, by the way, anywhere that you get your podcast. Spreaker, iTunes, Spotify. Go ahead and subscribe, rewind, fast forward. You don't like baseball? You don't have to listen to it. Fast forward, move on to the next thing. But if you do it, if you could be so kind as to rate it, give it a 5-star and subscribe, we would appreciate that ever so much. So thank you. D-Mac, I'm calling an audible. We were supposed to talk baseball. No one cares. We talked about it. Viewership went down in real time. So, hey, you got to play the hits sometimes. You don't get to do what you want to do all the time in this business, contrary to my wife's opinion. Sometimes you got to do what you have to do. And this is what we like, right? So fire away, D-Mac. There's a story on ESPN about your Detroit Red Wings. You guys will love this. Let's get into it.
No, this is a great one, obviously. Detroit Red Wings, to get into the conversation where you see Neal gets a little upset like you win, Detroit wins late in the season, under 10 games left when they're trying to solidify the lottery pick. Now we know in the NHL draft, because we've gotten screwed as the Detroit Red Wings in the past, right, is the fact that there's a lottery done for the first 4 picks in the draft, depending on percentage and stuff like this. Why does it matter this year? Because, as we know, generational phenom, next best player since your boy Connor McDavid, named Connor Bedard, is coming out, consensus number 1 overall pick. Now, Greg Wyshynski, who writes for ESPN, had done an interview with Bob McKenzie. Bob McKenzie, who's the TSN Canada hockey guy. I mean, I've known Bob McKenzie since he covered me in the OHL, right? So I really value his opinion. But why do I bring this up right now for all us Red Wing fans? Because it starts a bunch of different conversations. But the question was, and Greg wrote this article, which NHL team contends the fastest if they get Connor Bedard? And just so everybody should know that the number 1 team on the list is your Detroit Red Wings. And this is what it says. When Steve Yzerman arrived with Tampa in 2010, he discovered a foundation that had added 2 sturdy pillars over the prior 2 seasons, Steven Stamkos and Victor Hedman, right? So he needed to build on it. What did he build with? Nikita Kucherov, Andrei Vasilevsky, Braden Point, Anthony Cirello, just to name a few things in comparison, what he was handed when he was in Detroit. So remember how I'm always saying that, and I said it all along. I'm going to pay my center, my captain, my 2C, $8.5 million. What does Steve Yzerman do? He did that with Dylan Larkin as your 2C. So I agree with Bob McKenzie. I agree with ESPN. If there is a chance that karma and everything aligns right, okay? Because we remember when we were 20 points, the worst team, and supposed to get the first overall draft pick, the Rangers got it, who were a playoff team because of the trade, whatever like that. So I'm going to put it out there, karma-wise, Neal, that if it's supposed to be, but if Connor Bedard is your number one center, that absolutely puts you further along. So the fact that the biggest point of this article, Neal, is that the pundits, the powers that be, everybody sees it the way. It's not when, it's when. This would just alleviate probably 2 years. This would fast track you a couple years if you're able to do that. So hence why is this conversation come? Because Neal gets mad if the Wings win any games the rest of the season.
I do.
Because it's the old adage, pull the tanks into the streets. When it's over, it's over. My only contention to that, Neal, is the fact that it hasn't worked in the past, so it doesn't matter. You're locked in to being one of those one of those bingo balls. Put it out in the universe, every Red Wing fan out there, because there is still a chance that you could get Bedard.
And here's where the rubber meets the road, right, D-Mac? And you bring this conversation up, and it's cool, and I want to talk about it. And I caught some flack the other day for saying that was a bad win over the Penguins. I caught some flack. It was a bad win because, your pencil to lose.
Be honest, because you don't want to see Alex Nedeljkovic win another game since
that was going to be number two. Number one was because they're playing the Penguins, and that on paper that should be a loss, right? Number two was you put Nedeljkovic out there, you figure you're going to lose because more often than not, that's what happens. Now, they didn't win because of Nedeljkovic. They won because they scored 7 goals. I know a couple of them were empty netters or whatever, but whatever. The point remains. The problem I had with it was the 2 points were damaging, right? Because you could still see a world where you flip-flop with the Flyers. And you say, Neal, what does that matter? In the grand scheme of things, not a lot. But I am all about having the best chance. Red Wings right now have a 5% chance of landing the number 1 pick. If they were to exchange positions with the Philadelphia Flyers, it would go up to just about 7%. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're not wrong.
I know I'm not, because it's math.
Absolutely not wrong.
That's what it is.
I'm gonna mess with the car. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
And that's fair. You could say that.
I think that the sting is out of it, because when we were supposed to get it, when we had the best odds, it don't mean anything. We got outdrawn on. We had aces, they had kings, and they hit a king on us, right? If you're playing poker. So the fact is that if it's meant to be, let's see if Steve Yzerman really has that superpower to bring it in, because he wouldn't have wanted to. Think about it. Everybody was all upset we didn't get Lafreniere, that the Rangers got it with the first overall pick. Guys, this is the one that you want. If you're going to win one, win this one, right? Why do we buy lottery tickets? They tell me it's $1 billion to 1 that I'm going to win, but I'm still going to take the chance. Hopefully Steve Yzerman's got a little bit of pull, like I do with the big fella. I don't have hockey pull. I got an off the ice, life, right. Stay alive. So hopefully Stevie does. But I still think there's a chance.
Right.
And everybody who I'm bricking up out there, you're welcome.
Mike G says, Neal, it's a great win. Never forget 2009, homie. I don't give into emotion, Mike G. That has no impact on me getting here.
Hey, is this Gavin Schwick? And I haven't seen your name. Welcome, Gavin. Is he on your payroll? Is this one of your minions? Because you said, Neal, you shouldn't look at it like 5 to 7%, but rather than increasing your chances by 40%.
That's even better.
That is so Neal Ruhl logic right there. Give that boy a star. Where's I don't have Lindsay's whistle, but nicely done, Gavin. Gavin Schwick.
Instantly, you know what, Gavin? Anytime you have a comment, it goes right to the top. And I'll read that comment from here on out. Anytime you have something to say, you're there. That is true. But that's how big of a win-loss that was, or a loss-win, however you want to term it. You just lost 40% of your chances.
Absolutely. Can we? Hey, this LGRW Sparty. Can this is a great one. Can we do this chat poll, right? Because he brings up a great question. I think it would be perfect here for Thursday. Who'd you rather get for the Detroit teams if you got to choose? 1, Will Anderson for the Lions, Want to Bang Your Mama for the Pistons, or Connor Bedard, right, for the Red Wings? Which one would you want? And while Spenny's putting that up and you guys can use and think, I'm going to tell you about Alta. So not only does that chat matter, the uptime of it, but Alta matters, because uptime, that's what Alta gives you. Alta Equipment does everything you need to get the job done. You got a bog project coming up. Alta Rent, they got you covered. Call them today, 844. Go to Alta. That's 844. Go to Alta.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With 4-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
I'm Dr. Jason Olafson, DC, the founder of the Custom Health Centers, and we've helped thousands of people learn how easy it is to lose weight and keep it off with our customized weight loss and body contouring programs.
With Custom Health, you don't feel hungry, you eat well. My name is Simeon Timbuk, and I lost 71 pounds on the program.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to WoodwardSports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to WoodwardSports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
The Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. Multiple different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play or private lane reservation for $120. If you get thirsty, they got a $2 mystery beer vending machine and multiple fully loaded bars to choose from. So make sure you go check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com.
Final segment of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Jake Wagoner on the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. I don't give into emotion, says a guy who regularly flies off the handle at anyone with a differing opinion. Do I fly off the handle?
No, I fly off the handle.
Yeah, that's D-Mac that flies off the handle.
It's a chair, though.
Yeah. Mine's about delivery. It's all calculated, everybody. Remember that. Everything's calculated, right, D-Mac?
Hey, and you asked this. Everything's calculated and everything. Yeah, Dad with Tourette's asked the same question you said to me. He said you're not familiar with Connor Bedard.
I have not watched 1 second of Connor Bedard.
Dad with Tourette's is hockey guys. Who is Connor Bedard and how good are we talking? And I'll tell you, he's a 17-year-old for the Regina Pats, right? Which I would say, the next coming to me, he's more Sidney Crosby than he is Connor McDavid, but he has the speed. He's gonna get the size, but there's a durability. He's got the eyeball test. When you see him, it's different, right? Like what you love about the Connor McDavid. Now,
so he's an unabridged 1C, like
unabridged, unabashed, and here's the one thing that makes me lean towards today's NHL that it works is Jack Hughes. In with the Devils, and Bedard's bigger than Hughes, but that sort of guy that can figure out his way in this league. Yes, it would be like getting Steve Yzerman back in '83. It really would, as far as this kid is that good. And I was not privy to him up until watching World Juniors, but because there's always the buzz every few years about this kid coming around, but he deserves it. He is, arguably, he's going to be that guy.
Michael Daniel, no logos on your shirt, Neal. We do, right?
I have not seen Connor Bedard in person, but I've watched it, and I've listened to Chris Draper talk about him enough.
I keep forgetting, that he is kind of your friend,
Chris Draper, who's the director of amateur scouting and stuff like this or whatever. Yeah, I mean, what he did at the World Junior Championships, put Canada on his back and stuff like that, he's got that gear, Neal. Like you like about Connor McDavid about, oh my God, he's going to, take over the game. Guys, there's only a few guys that can do that. We've seen Nathan McKinnon. He came in here and took it over. It's that sort of time. Now, let's pump the brakes a little. Kid's 17. Right, but the development and get him into your system and be here. Imagine getting, like I said,
put you on the spot.
He'd be that Steve Yzerman because you're getting an 18-year-old that you're going to have. He's going to have 10 years in the league before being 28.
I'm going to put you on the spot. What would be the timeline for him to get to the NHL?
Immediately.
Oh, really?
Right out of the rip. Next year. Let's go. That's where he's at.
That's not hopeful. That's
no. He's on your first line
Neal.
next year.
Okay.
Neal, he is the plug.
So he's the Wemby of the NHL.
He's plug and play.
Okay.
He's better. He's the plug and play kid. Seriously, when you're on the beach sipping your margarita or sitting by the pool or whatever when you had downtime, just pull up, watch a couple highlights, and then let me, because it's a constant conversation that we should have. And people out there, go, pull up video, World Juniors, whatever like this, and listen, because he is that generation that you only see every 10 years. But to anybody who wants to know, I think he's got more Crosby in him than he does than McDavid or McKinnon.
Yeah. I'm catching a lot of flack. Everyone's calling me corporate. You know what's funny about it? Like with all the Nike stuff? No, you know what it is with all the Nike stuff? It is corporate.
I wear a lot of Nike.
We at Oakland are contractually obligated to wear Nike clothing. We get like a stipend that we can use and stuff like that. So we are... Yeah. It is corporate, contractually obligated. So it stands to reason if I have to wear it when I travel with the team, that's what I'm going to get, especially if they give you money to go buy it. Like, that's what you're going to buy.
I like Nike stuff.
So it is corporate.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Teddy KGB, that's my guy.
Yeah. How about you guys with the chat poll or whatever? Does are we along the same lines as that you got a shot with the Pistons and the Wings?
Yeah.
Whether it's Wemby,
I am curious to get your guys' take on it.
Yeah, give me Bedard. Cause
really?
Yeah.
And you're a Piston slap.
I am, but I think the Red Wings are closer, and I think he can. That would solidify the Red Wings for a long time to be perennial playoff
you get
contenders.
Your Kucherov.
Yeah. And,
for lack of a better term.
And I'm cool with Brandon Miller. So.
Yeah, which I am too.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Wemby would be really nice, but there's also a lot of concerns, Wemby, health-wise concerns. And I know he doesn't have any injury history, but, when you're that big and that long, it's always concerning.
Yeah. Sue Yu says Nike is for basics, but they're going to pay me, I'll wear it. They don't pay me money. I just am able to get clothes and shoes. There's no exchange of money in it. Dave Mentier says, I thought Oakland was a public college. It is. Our uniforms, a lot like every other school in America, are facilitated through a shoe company. That's the way that it works. But yeah, it's you guys are getting me a little bricked up about this Connor Bedard thing. So now I really don't want us to ever win another game for the rest of the year, and I'd rather not sweat it out either. So just lose 6-0 all the time. Nedeljkovic should start the rest of the year just to see what we got.
All right.
Is that fair?
Sounds good to me. Again, it's all down to his karma in your spot. And Philip C., you're not ruining my day. I'm on my way to go deathmatch wrestling, and I am not even going to read the blasphemy you just said about Steve Yzerman, hashtag Wiser Plan 1919. Did you read that, Neal?
Yeah, I did.
Did you see what he said?
That's pretty low.
Bozo!
That is
You're
bozo.
A bozo.
That is bozo take.
Absolute bozo. Well,
absolute.
I'm out of here. I'll be back on Thursday for opening day in downtown Detroit. I lock up with the mouse, try to keep his hands out of my wallet. It's a battle.
Give Minnie Terry's regards.
I will. I will tell Minnie that Terry says hello. I'm going to walk right up. Hey, Terry Foster says hello.
Yeah.
And then she'll just nod because Minnie can't talk.
She knows.
I'll be back Tuesday. I'll be back Tuesday.
There you have it.
I'm on my way to the West Coast to bleed all over stuff.
What's tomorrow?
Thank you.
I wasn't informed.
Terry and Lindsay, Flannel and Terry. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, there'll be somebody here.
There'll be somebody here.
But it won't be me. Hey, appreciate everybody tapping in today. For D-Mac, for Sam Flannel, for Spencer Raxter, my name is Neal Ruhl.
Deuces.
Well, see you later.